Hello, this is Truth Seekers, the podcast hosted by True. I am your host. And first and foremost, I want to disclose that this podcast is based on personal theories, experiences, and opinions. We can all agree to disagree without spreading hate to our fellow community members. So I just wanted to take this first episode to kind of introduce myself and the purpose of this podcast. My name is Trudy, True for short. And the reason I'm starting this podcast is because I know I'm not the only one that feels like we are living in some sort of alternate reality. This is not the world that we grew up in. And I grew up I was born in 1991, so I grew up in the 90s. And for everybody else that grew up around that time period and prior to that time period, I think that we have noticed such a shift in reality. And I really feel like we are living in an alternate universe. We're living in a different dimension that we were in before. And I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. I guess you can call it the Matrix, whatever you'd want to call it. We are definitely in that right now. And I want to use this platform to just explore how to navigate through the Matrix and, the end times, because I do believe that right now we are living in the beginning of the end times. And these times are distinctly just different. It's different than what we knew before, and it's not different in a good way. It seems that there is evil all around us, and things are getting worse very rapidly. I also believe that the government, mainstream media, and Hollywood seem to operate with a clear agenda. And I want to find people who are like-minded, who want to break free of that agenda. Ever since I was a child, I always felt deep down that in my lifetime, my time would coincide with significant end times or just significant experiences in general. It was just a gut feeling I always had. I always felt that, in my lifetime, we are going to experience the end times. And it's not something I wanted to feel. It's actually really scary of a thought, especially as a child. And even into adulthood, I still have every single night vivid dreams showing me glimpses, I feel like, of end times. And, you can say they're just nightmares, but I really just have this gut feeling that they are premonitions. And I've just always been fascinated with alternative perspectives and just unconventional theories since I was very, very young. I don't particularly like the term conspiracy theorist just because I do feel like it undermines honest discussions about the truths that shape our reality. That's one thing that I hate about society today. It's like, you're the weird one if you're asking the questions, and you should just go with what we are told the norm should be and what they are trying to feed us and the information that we're supposed to believe. So I think that when you say someone's a conspiracy theorist, it really just, it's kind of like a way of saying like, oh, they're just crazy, or their way of thinking is just, it's just different and they're just trying to be different, when it's really, no, we're trying to find the truth. So I think the one thing that keeps me personally sane is, as sane as can be, is having just the best conversations with like-minded people that I feel like come my way so very often, and even more now than ever. A lot of people don't have friends or people in their life that share these interests. They might be like, well, why do I see things that I feel like nobody else is seeing? And why am I so sensitive and so passionate to these issues? I'm just thinking there has to be people that don't have that community. And I want to offer that community to people that genuinely are interested in these topics. So we're going to discuss everything from, holistic healing, faith, enlightenment, meditation, the importance of authentic connection. It seems like everything in our path, from, the media to the low frequencies that's in our music to the food that we eat, is all meant to weaken our enlightenment, weaken our bond with other people, our interpersonal relationships, our bond with ourselves, and our ability to dig deep within ourselves. It just seems like that's exactly what they don't want to happen. And they don't want people to wake up. They want people to stay very much asleep and, feeding into the information that they're giving them almost robotically. And a lot of times people are scared to say like, hey, everything that we are conditioned to think is wrong. So I really want to just make this like an open, safe place for people to say, what's going on with this? And how can we, what will help save us in this time? And how can we make the world a better place for not only ourselves, but our kids, the future generations? So if you guys are interested in what I'm talking about, let's start this community. Let's, try to combat this world that seems very chaotic. And people might say you're the crazy ones for asking the questions, but we think people are crazy for not asking these important questions and just for going with, just going with the flow, just going with emotions. So this is really a place for, like I said, I don't love the word conspiracy theorist, but if you call yourself a conspiracy theorist, this is definitely the place for you. So yeah, I look forward to talking to you guys. I look forward to this podcast, and I can't wait for us to get into some of these really great discussions. So yes, I will be hearing from you guys soon, and I hope to see you guys soon.